We all know for winter conditions, one of the best things to have are good winter tires. Not all season, but proper winter tires. But the trend nowadays is not just to have winter tires, but all-wheel drive. We're here in Sacacomi, Quebec, and we're going to try out all the products with 4Motion all-wheel drive from Volkswagen. First up, we're in the popular Volkswagen Tiguan. Of course, it's got the 4Motion all-wheel drive system. Under the hood is a 2-liter 4-cylinder turbo, and that puts out 184 horsepower and 211 pound-feet of torque. And that goes to an 8-speed automatic transmission. Now, let me tell you a little bit about today, the conditions. It's about minus 16 degrees Celsius. We are on a mixture of ice and snow on this lake, and I don't think there's a lot of risk of us falling through. The lake is actually kind of cracks once in a while, but the ice right now is currently about 28 inches thick, which is really thick. Also, we are running on full stock tires. These are Continental Contact Plus winter tires. They're not studded, they're just the same tires that you could buy from the store. Let's see what it's like. It's amazing how much traction you actually have. Okay, this is kind of a higher speed. Oh, you can see this. You can see the shiny spots, which are pure ice underneath that snow, but I can really hug that corner quite tight. Of course, you can turn off the traction control, and this also has a drive selector on the Tiguan. If you can have normal, you can have snow setting, you can have off-road, and so if we put it into the snow, the difference is in throttle input for sure. It kind of delays the power, so if you end up mashing your foot into it, it's not going to have that huge rush of power giving you a lot of wheel spin. Yeah, it's getting pretty slick out here, but totally controllable. There's a little nice drift there. Okay, let's see what else we can do. Next up, we are in the big boy. This is the new Atlas, the 7-passenger SUV. And we're sliding it around. Anyways, this is a V6. It has 280 horsepower and 276 pound-feet of torque. And we're on part of the course, this handling course that is a lot tighter. We're basically doing switchbacks right now. So this is a really good example of how this would handle in tight quarters. Let's say just, you know, in parking lots or something like that. But you wouldn't be doing this in a parking lot, that's for sure. I sure hope not. You know, this one is really, really predictable. And as much as you try to get it out of shape, that stability management system just kicks right in. You could be just heading towards something, you just let off that brake, and it just snaps you back in. It's not as fun for sure because of its size, but you know what? This is probably what you want in a family vehicle. You want something that is going to be really predictable and safe if you get out of control, and that's what this will do. All right, now we are into the cars. We are in the Golf Alltrack, which is essentially the Golf sport wagon with all-wheel drive. It's got a little bit more of a lift and a little bit of the body cladding to make it look more rugged. So one interesting thing about all of the 4Motion systems though that people probably aren't aware of is they use the same system. From the Alltrack to the Tiguan, the Atlas, and even the Golf R use the same 4Motion system. So how does this 4Motion system work? Well, it's basically a full-time front-wheel drive vehicle, and then of course when it needs traction, it can activate the rear as well. Now how much can go to the rear? Almost 100%. It's limited by torque, so it's 360 Newton meters of torque can go to the rear wheels. So this vehicle has 170 horsepower, so 100% of all that power can go straight to the rear wheels and left to the right through the differential. What's interesting though is that this system doesn't just detect slip. There's a clutch in the back of the unit, and it's going to engage that rear, but it's always ready to go. And what happens is that it has sensors, for instance, G sensors, so if you give it a lot of gas, it knows when there's more weight going to the back, and before it slips, it's going to send more power to the back. All right, last and maybe the most fun is, of course, the Golf R. Woo! Oh yeah, 292 horsepower and 280 pound-feet of torque. So that 360 Newton meters of maximum power to the rear wheels doesn't really apply on the Golf R because it has more than 360 Newton meters of torque, but it's almost 100%. Regardless of what you're driving, whether it's an SUV like this Tiguan or a sporty car like the Golf R, there's no doubt that winter tires, true winter tires, definitely are a must, especially in conditions like this. But when you add in the all-wheel drive system of this 4Motion system, it really is incredible the type of traction and the stability you can get with any of these vehicles. It's no longer just putting power back to the rear wheels or to the front wheels, vice versa. It really is a very high-tech system, and when you marry that up with proper winter tires, you really have the complete winter package. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up, and if you want to see more everyday reviews, hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching.